overlooked corners of Worcester, Massachusetts, emerges a voice that refuses to stay confined to one lane. A creator, shaped by pressure, sharpened by performance, and driven by something deeper than attention. Millions of views didn't build him, they followed him. He's taken stages across the country, from college crowds to festival lights, sharing space with names like Redman and Method Man, while carving out a lane that blends music, comedy, and raw, unfiltered expression. But this isn't just about performance. It's about alignment. Signed under the guidance of DJ Clay and stepping into a culture powered by loyalty, identity, and underground legacy, Tierre Diaz stands at the intersection of independence and influence, with ties reaching into the world of Insane Clown Posse and beyond. This is an artist who doesn't ask where he fits, he defines it. Now, step inside the Underground Nation podcast, where stories aren't filtered and voices don't get watered down. Led by the red flame presence of Feral Minx, this is where the conversation gets real. Welcome to the feature. Welcome, Tierre Diaz.
Hello, hello. Y'all already know what time it is. We don't do surface level over here. We're getting into the mindset, the movement, and what it really takes to build something that lasts in this kind of space. I'm your host, Feral Minx, the flame they tried to put out but couldn't. Tonight, we're not just talking to an artist. We're talking to somebody who moves between lanes most people never even touch. From music to comedy to acting. This is someone who's been in the room, on the stage, and behind the scenes, working alongside names that help shape entire eras. Straight out of Worcester, Massachusetts, building a loyal fan base, stacking millions of views, and touching stages all across the country. And tonight, we're stepping into that world. So let's get into it. Welcome to the hot seat of the Underground Nation podcast, Tierre Diaz.
Hey. What's going on, Underground Nation? Thank you for having me.
It's good to see you again. How have you been?
Been good since the last time I think we caught up on the TikTok interview with the homie.
Oh, you got shout out to Scuba Steve.
Yeah, you already know. So I'm good. I'm glad we get to connect in this capacity. Hell yeah.
Absolutely. It's freaking awesome. So we're gonna, get a little bit of an origin here. So you've moved through music, comedy, and acting. Most people struggle to master one. What made you refuse to stay in just one lane?
Probably because that's all I ever wanted to do in my life is music and acting. And I say acting, but it was really comedy, like comedic actors, comedic actors like Jim Carrey and the Wayans and people from SNL and all that. Even as a kid, you know what I mean? Those are the ones I watched up growing up, and I was like, I want to do that. And same thing with rap. I grew up on 90s rap, you know what I mean? Thanks to my big brother and just the amount of talent and the iconic music that was going on when I was a child. You know what I mean? I couldn't help but be inspired by that. So I was like, I want to do that, and I want to do that. And I just never settled. I was like, I'm not going to choose. I'm not going to have a backup plan. That's my goals. I'm going to go do it.
That's your goals. You doing it. You did it. Worcester raised you. What built you more, your environment or something else deeper inside?
Oh, man, I would say family roots. It's Worcester. It's a lot of people.
Okay, we from Florida, so correct me. Please learn me.
People say Worcester. People say Worcester. Like they don't like. It's fine. You know what I mean? People from Worcester is like
Worcester. Worcester. I'm just learn me right.
I don't even know.
Learn me right here, homie. How do you pronounce it?
Yeah, it's Worcester. It's Worcester.
Worcester.
You know like Worcester. Yeah.
Worcester. So,
yeah, love it, rep it, so proud, 508 on my back, every stage I go, every set I'm on, everywhere I go in this country, in this world, I proudly represent. But it's my family, man. They deep roots, you know what I mean, from my big sister to my big brother to my mom to my grandma to my cousins, growing around talented people from all different walks of life. I was just inspired from an early age, and I had that entertainment gene in me at a young age. I was getting in front of the camera. So I would say more homegrown roots and bloodline really shaped me more than anything else.
That's awesome. Bloodlines, man, for real. Family makes and breaks you. Honestly, I truly believe that. It really does. Was there ever a moment you almost walked away from all of this?
It's funny because when I was like, because I started rapping, if we're talking straight rap, I started when I was like really young. I started rapping in elementary school. I started recording myself kind of in middle school to high school. Mm-hmm. And I just started getting on shows at like age 15, 16, and I just never stopped. And it was funny because, I was on the grind. I was known as Killer T before, you know what I mean? So a lot of people may know Killer T and not know Tierre Diaz, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of why the name change happened, is because I just wanted it to be all encompassing. There's probably Killer T fans from that era that's like, what happened to him not knowing that I just, surpassed and leveled up. You know what I mean? I leveled up like crazy. But Killer T had his very own, grind and shine in his era as a young MC, as a young creator. I would say basically that he made me realize that you can do it yourself. You know what I'm saying? You can do it yourself and just don't give up. I started recording myself, doing my own videos to this day. You know what I mean? I do my own videos, shoot my own videos, shoot videos for other people, record myself. I'm on my home studio right now. These are all skills and talents. You know what I mean? I picked up.
I feel you.
Yeah, as a young, inspiring kid, wanting to do this, so shout outs to Killer T, man. He paved the way for what I'm able to do now.
Shout outs to Killer T. Yeah. And now we have Tierre Diaz.
Yes.
This summer, it's all about how you show up. Clean, bold, confident. Every angle, built to stand out. Two-piece energy, made to turn heads. Details that hit, front to back. One piece, two piece, up to 5X. Made for real bodies, real confidence. No distractions. No extras, just the look and how it makes you feel. Only $34.99. Step into your moment. Make a splash. Own the pool.
So speaking of that, you've worked around major names. What's something about that level of industry that people completely misunderstand?
Oh man, is that we're all creators. No matter how big the name is, no matter how iconic you are, like you can idolize these people, but we're the same. All of our creative process is different, but we still have that creator in us. So that in that way, we can be equal. You know what I mean? If we're already in the same room together, if I made it to a level where I'm in the same room with you, there's a level of respect in there that already exists. You know what I'm saying? So for the people that look up to people and want to inspire to work with people, do it. Don't think it's too far. You know what I mean? Don't think it's too far to reach for and to strive for. Like, man, I can never, I wish I could work with them. You know what I'm saying? Believe you can and then do it and then work for it. You know what I'm saying? Because at that level, we're all just creators and we're all here to do the same thing and make timeless, dope music for everybody. Same thing with the movie industry, man. We're all actors, just trying to create and make the best art possible. So if you reach that level, don't be scared of it because you made it there for a reason.
Facts, fucking facts right there. What separates someone who gets in the room from someone who actually stays in those rooms?
That's a great question. I would say not getting complacent. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people find that as a victory, which it is, but kind of want to rest on their laurels and, gonna be like, I made it, now what? Say you made a song with one of your favorite MCs, one of the hottest people in the game, and you don't have nothing to follow that, or you don't have, you have not really up to par songs. So I would say staying in that room, staying on that level, you just have to kind of just backtrack into what got you there in the first place, not just like rest on what you guys just created. So stay in the room, stay persistent. Yeah, stay persistent and get even more hungry. Like strive for even bigger at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like if you reach to like something that you thought was your pinnacle, bet you reached it. Keep going. Like, what's now even more crazier of a thought? Get there. And I think you can never be, complacent or stagnant if you're in that mindset. You know what I mean? And be grateful, man. Just be grateful you're there, and be grateful you get to do what you love, man. Gratitude is huge.
Humbleness and gratitude, absolutely.
So, you know what I mean? Gratitude got me so much in this life, so much in this world. Always express gratitude for every moment, especially when you accomplish dope stuff like that.
Absolutely. I think you should be proud of yourself too. I think a lot of people don't actually take recognition for what they have accomplished individually, and I think they take a lot of criticism to heart from the industry and from the outside pressures, and they see less of themselves in what they're putting out. And I feel that, they should take a little bit more pride in what they've accomplished and focus on that less than, what they're failed or what they haven't done.
Yeah, it's all about, what do you call it? Comparison. People always want to compare people and compare yourself, your accomplishments to other people. You could be, if you told 10 years ago that this is where I'd be at, I'd be like, hell yeah. You can't be where I'm at now and be like, I want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wish I was, how come he's getting more love over here or whatnot? Stop comparing. Just be grateful and enjoy your journey, because you made it, and then strive for better. Keep doing better. Like, get better at your craft, make better product, and try to get more eyes on you. But don't compare another man's journey or another person's journey. I mean, that's them. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors that got them in that position. You know what I'm saying? It could be some shady stuff. You never know. So don't want to be in their shoes, not knowing how they got in their shoes in the first place. You know what I'm saying?
Grass is greener on the other side because it's full of shit.
There you go.
So you've tapped into that underground and Juggalo world. How did you first get introduced to that scene?
Yeah, man. I found the Carnival of Carnage CD in my basement randomly, like as a kid. I was maybe like 7 years old, maybe 8, because I'm roaming around my basement just in little kid mode exploring. All right. That's what we do as little kids. You gotta help yourself. You go to the basement.
That's a treasure chest down there.
Real talk. So my big brother used to live in the basement, and I used to sneak in his room. And I think this one time, I used to sneak in his room.
Oh my God. I teased to do another. You didn't just sneak in the basement. You was being Ian in your brother's room. Just call it.
And his room was locked that day. His room was locked that day.
Straight B&E.
I used to take his CDs, go put them on tape, you know what I mean? Like take his CDs and then, take them back before we noticed and stuff like that. I love his music. I love his music collection. Riding around with him, always.
Shout out to brother. Shout out to brother.
But for whatever reason, his room was locked that day, and I just was forced to explore the rest of the basement, and I found this CD, man. It was silver, it was blue and purple with a bunch of clowns around the disc, you know what I mean? I was like, all right, let's go listen to it. And it happened to be Carnival Carnage, and ever since then, I was just entranced by the intro and by the first track, Carnival Carnage.
Absolutely, man.
And I was like, all right, this is nothing like I hear. It's like, it's scary, but then it's funny, but it's rap. I'm like, this is awesome. You know what I'm saying? So I was just mesmerized at the storytelling and the visuals, like not of the acts. I remember that being like a horror movie to me. Like, I was like, this is crazy. And then there's funny stuff, and then there's Redneck Hole, and you know what I'm saying? Like, these
great CD though. Great first impression.
And I was like, this is where it's at. And it wasn't until I got to years later, maybe middle school, where I realized there are other people that knew them. In my mind, in my life, that was the only CD that exists. And if you notice on the text, there's no words on it. It's just clowns. Right? So I was like, all right, I think they're Violent J, Shaggy 2 Dope, John Kid Jazz, you know what I'm saying? Kid Rock's on there for some reason. Mm-hmm. Cool.
Facts. I forgot about that. Yeah.
I was like, all right, cool. So this is the CD I have. And it wasn't until years later, in probably elementary school to middle school, that I realized I saw some kid with an ICP shirt. I was like, bro, please, like, how do you know about them? And that's how it all started.
That's fucking amazing. That really is.
Hello, you. Hello, new. Hello, early. Hello, pump, push. Hello, energy, effort. Hello, movement. Hello, goals and real swole, the best you've ever looked. Hello, PRs and PBs. Goodbye couch sitting and TV, or tired and groggy, lackluster and foggy. Instead, say hello to a new version of you. And say hello to Make Wellness, to see what you really can do.
Motherfuckers will be following trends and doing what motherfucker says is cool. On the beat. Eating meth heads nuts from the back. They just got type 2. Us motherfucker. Shit. Bitch, I don't really give a fuck. What's poppin'? Bitch, I don't really give a fuck. What's sharp-tin? Bitch, I don't really give a fuck. All them trending topics, man. I don't give a fuck. Man, fuck that shit. Bitch, I don't really give a fuck. What's poppin'? Bitch, I don't really give a fuck. What you want? Trip. Bitch, I don't really give a fuck. All them trending topics, man. I don't give a fuck about.
Every day's a new craze, new phase, new thing. Infiltrating everybody brain. Y'all so lame, goddamn. I'm in a different lane with nothing to like, man, there's nothing the same. So there's a price, you know that I'm right. You scrolling all night with nothing to gain. Everybody wanna fit in, I'm on my business. Do what I like, not what is hype. This time of the year, fake it in a pair of veneers. Man, your shame non-existent. If you ain't on the latest trend, you're like, oh fuck, I'm missing it. Everybody watching that, I'm tryna watch that too. Even though it's really trash, I'm tryna jock that too. Speaking with the hashtags and gain a follower too. I really got nothing to add in life. Where do I move? Y'all are puzzle pieces, a bunch of reasons y'all make me queasy. Can't form a fucking opinion without reading a bunch of tweets and then feasting on bullshit. Long as it's so in, y'all can keep them trending topics. I'll be on my own shit.
Man, fuck that shit. Bitch, I don't really give a fuck. What's poppin'? Bitch, I don't really give a fuck. What's sharp-tin? Bitch, I don't really give a fuck. All them trending topics, man. I don't give a fuck. Man, fuck that shit. Bitch, I don't really give a fuck. What's poppin'? Bitch, I don't really give a fuck. What you want? Trip. Bitch, I don't really give a fuck. All them trending topics, man. I don't give a fuck about.
Topics trending go viral and spiral for miles out of control. But I'm on state patrol for these flaky hoes. Pull them up and blow 'em out the windows. The Duke of Doom blow hoes, Big Joe Bows, Kabuki boom, and the soul gets slowly pulled below to a level no one wholly knows. If we show this topic here ain't trending, it's the only topic there in the air. Gotta knock the spin on lots of friends. You the hot one till they're not too thin. It's not pretend this spot you in. Sick as a clock that's got no hands. No tick tock, no stop and go. You rise, still think it's hot to troll? What you think about this? Hit or miss?
Well, what do people say?
How you feel about that? Better what?
Well, what do people say?
Fuck the people, fool. I'm asking you.
But I need the people.
You ain't got no fucking opinion, son.
People, give me one.
Topic trender, king of the keyboard, descender, swing the E-sword, start your heartbeat, plug in the cord, followers adored, views scored, can't stop with a trending topic, come out the pocket, cop and rock it, you take a cock up the anal socket, depends on how many jock it.
Fuck this shit. Y'all can't stop it, give a fuck about what you want. Man, fuck this shit. Y'all can't stop it, give a fuck about what you talking about. Nah, go ahead, man. You go ahead and put that big, fat, veiny, hairy, mainstream dick up in your throat and have it pushed all in your belly. Us, we's juggalos. We always will be juggalos, you punk motherfuckers. Man, fuck this shit. Bitch, I don't really give a fuck. What's poppin'? Bitch, I don't really give a fuck. What's sharp-tin? Bitch, I don't really give a fuck. All them trending topics, man. I don't give a fuck. Man, fuck this shit. Bitch, I don't really give a fuck. What's poppin'? Bitch, I don't really give a fuck. What you want? Trip. Bitch, I don't really give a fuck. All them trending topics, man. I don't give a fuck about that.
I don't care if you rap niggas is trending. Topic, your shit is garbage. Trending. Your shit is garbage. Trending.
What does that culture mean to you personally, beyond just the music?
Yeah, personally, so I grew up, you know, just a hip hop, like I'm a hip hop guy, man. So my brother and my cousins, like none of them were on Juggalo music. I put everybody on as I can. You know, I used to bring that CD. It was like Carnival Carnage, and then eventually Amazing Juggalo Brothers. I had those 2 CDs. Then I had my homie Philip burn me the rest. And then I went to, I think, Newberry Comics and stole every CD I could, you know, from the Carnival Carnage.
He just fingering everything.
Yeah, I was a little kid, man. I was a little badass kid. I had no money, and my parents would never let me listen to that shit.
Kids, don't take advice from this. You know what you got to do.
I'm saying, but I was trying to, I was showing all my hip hop friends and siblings and family members like this music, and they were like, "This is weird. Like, I'm not really into it." But they didn't see the vision. I was like, "Nah, this is dope." Like, I mean, even when we got to Wizard of the Hood, that I actually showed my mom. I was like, "Listen to this," because there's like, there's swears and there's jokes, but like, not really. It's not bloodshed on there. It's a great story. I was like, "Wow, listen to this," and she was like, "It's pretty good." And I was like, "This is the clown." I'm like, "Yeah, these are the clowns." So what that culture means to me is that I was just so proud to put people on and put hip hop onto them, because they're hip hop to me. And you know what I'm saying? Like, so when people look at me and say, and be surprised that, "Oh, you're a juggalo, you're in that community," I proudly like, hell yeah I am, because these are creative people. Like, these are like ahead of their time. That's why they're still here. Like 30 something years later, that's why they're still at the top of their game. It's because if it were whack, if they were trash, like everybody was trying to say they were, if they were just, whatever garbage music, they would have been gone in the 90s, like every whack artist there was in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? But they're still here because they're ahead of the time, because they're different, and because they're creative. But like you said, beyond the music, that what I was doing, I'm assuming all juggalos did. Like, just put on and represented, because they weren't standing for nothing. Nobody could tell them nothing about psychopathic ICP and juggalo world. And in that world, there's like a whole community of like artists, like dope independent artists that you can strive to be, that you see opening for ACP, and like you wonder how they got there. It just stems more than anything else. It just stemmed a beautiful community that I'm proud to be a part of and proud to represent. You know what I'm saying? And I think we all have that like pride of like, this is our shit. This is our
damn
music.
Right. Much
You know what I'm saying? So, like, let's show the world this. You know what I mean? So that's what it means to me internally, like the Juggalo community, just repping and being proud of who you are.
So fuck, man. I wear my hatchet proudly. I got it. I'm proud. It's an amazing place to be. It really is. The community, the culture, the talent. You nailed it. It's amazing. It really is. And
nothing else like it. You can't go nowhere else like that. Like, if there's another like hardcore fan base, you're not gonna find subgenres of their music. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, we have like we have music here. Like, we have our own. We breeded our own music and our own artists that we then could be like, these are our favorite artists now. You know what I'm saying? If you take the biggest and the cult following fan bases in the world, nothing is like the Juggalo world.
You absolutely right on that. Speaking of that, getting into Shaggy and Violent J, collaborating with ICP on trending topics is a major moment. Did that experience change how you viewed your place in the culture or your trajectory as an artist?
It had to have. Getting that stamp of the dons of this world. You know what I'm saying? Getting that approval, getting that love, getting that recognition, and getting that cosign, meant the world, and still does mean the world. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been, like I said, I was fine. I was doing good. I had my own lane, but I was always repping. I always had Juggalo influences. If you look back at some of my 08 music videos, 2013 music videos, there's a Bang Pow Boom poster in the back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm always representing. So having that, and I used to paint my face like Shaggy and do like lip sync videos, like all that. Like, I was heavy on it. So having their blessing, not a blessing, but like they respected me as an artist first and foremost. They didn't just see me as like a fan that was like, he's cool, like let's have him perform at the Gathering on B stage or C stage. Like, they were like, yo, let's bring him to Detroit. Let's have him do the last show at Psychopathic. Let's have him do the Gathering. Let's do a song with them. Let's get them on Walking On. Like, yo, shout out to both of them, Violent J and Shaggy, man. They opened the doors, and I just did the most I could with it. Uh-oh.
And just like that, another voice from beneath the surface rises a little louder. Special thanks to Tierre Diaz for taking the time to speak with us today, for the insight, the energy, and the story behind the grind. If you enjoyed this conversation, don't just sit on it. Run it back, share it, and keep it moving. Visit underground-nation.com to discover more incredible artists making noise underneath the surface. And make sure you like, follow, and subscribe to Tierre Diaz wherever you stream your music, and connect with them across all social media platforms. And if you're an artist or entrepreneur ready to be heard, don't overthink it. Submit your information now to ugnpodcast@gmail.com and take your shot. Because down here, the underground doesn't wait for permission. It builds its own spotlight.